code 6, 105 North Avenue, 52.
Prepare to be fucked by the long dick of the law.
This isn't happening. Everyone look away, please. Nothing to see here.
You can't break those cuffs.
Make him away, Ty.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's got to do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I am Officer Kevin.
Hey,
What's going on, man?
I'm Officer Grant. I'm very hungover today.
Really?
I'm in a lot of, mental anguish right now.
More than usual?
No, of course not.
I don't see what the problem is then.
Well, yeah, you can't go lower than rock bottom.
Right.
So, yeah.
And that's where you thrive.
Exactly. I do better at rock bottom than most people do at the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, I have no idea either. But let's give a thank you to our guests from last week, Berries and Cream. Thank you for that, for coming on our show. And let's give it up for a returning champion to the program. I'm talking about LowRes Wünderbred. How's it going, LowRes?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me back on a second time, 2 times in 1 year now.
That's right. You had to be early in 2020, right?
I think it was January, yeah. Yeah, I was still complaining, I remember on the last episode, that not enough people were taking Joker seriously. I was very bitter about people not taking Joker seriously. So, good to be back.
I feel like so much has happened since Joker.
Man, so much has happened since a week ago.
Right.
It's like time has been wearing on me. The concept of it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day because, the older you get, the faster it seems like time is going by. And I saw a picture from a year ago, from a Thanksgiving gathering I went to a year ago, and I'm like, that feels like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And in some weird way, I am thankful that time isn't falling through my fingers like usual. But at the same time, what am I doing with it?
Yeah.
I am trying my damnedest out here, I'll tell you that much. Speaking of that, LowRes, you have been working hard at it too in the last year. We wanted to sneak you in one more time in 2020. And you got a YouTube channel. You've been working on a movie. If you could just tell us all about that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been using my YouTube at all. It's been very dead, very stuck at 7,000 subscribers. I don't think I'm going to escape that. I think I'm washed up. I think I'm over as far as that goes. But this movie, I'm very excited about. Maybe that'll turn things around. We've
Bigger
been doing
and better
this.
Things.
Yes, that's the idea anyway. We've been working on this movie, my team and I, since about March, called Mass State Lottery. And we hope to have it done, hopefully within the next couple of months so we can shop at the festivals.
Awesome.
And that's going to be a lot of fun once I can start rolling out some more information about that and some video footage, which should be very soon. Probably this next month, I'm going to drop a teaser.
Well, that'd be sick. Can't wait to see that. We'll definitely have to talk more about that as that develops. But
yeah, I saw a bunch of photos of you shooting it. I think maybe on Instagram or one of the websites. Doesn't matter. They're all the same at this point.
Yeah. We released some just random photos from the set because we flew in everybody from California to Costa Rica into Massachusetts to work on this thing. It's just a little crew of people doing very DIY filmmaking. And it's been picking up on and off since March. Obviously, things have been weird because of coronavirus. Very difficult to get actors out for a period of time because of that. So it just kind of stalled the process. But Grant, I want to talk about your acting debut. I saw you in Be Nice to Me Productions.
Oh no. I've been having a hard time pitching friends and family to watch that because basically I look like a stripper and it looks like I'm in a porn and it's very I mean, I love the role that I was in, and I love his videos very much so. And that's one that like he kept tagging me in like Instagram posts and shit like that. And it's like, I don't know if I want to share this. Like, I want people to watch it, but I don't want to share this image of me shirtless wearing a tie.
Dude, you're ripped. You're ripped. If I look like that, I'd be shirtless in all my videos. Are you kidding me?
I'm just not very, believe it or not, I have a very small, tiny ego. Large body, tiny ego.
It reminded me of, I don't know if you've seen A Clockwork Orange. There's a guy, this actor, I forget his name, who actually plays Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies. He's a big, ripped bodybuilder type guy who's just escorting the little wheelchair man who had his life ruined, who had his wife like raped and killed or whatever earlier in the film by Alex DeLarge. Kind of reminded me of that character, just hanging out in the background.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, so I don't exactly remember.
And that's a great association to kind of, continue on to say, yeah, everybody watch me and shirtless and look like that guy who...
You remember that one scene in Clockwork Orange?
Darth Vader?
Not James Earl Jones, but the guy in the suit.
The Darth Vader who raped the guy in that movie. Remember that?
Exactly. What are we talking about?
Well, LowRes, if you can maybe fit Grant in a scene like in the background, you got any like B-roll, you want to fit a guy walking around shirtless with a pink tie and hat.
I'll have to think about that. I mean, it's a Christmas movie. It takes place in December, so it'd be pretty cold. I would assume if we just had a shirtless man roaming the streets.
Funny you mention it because that's actually my thing more or less is that I don't wear very many clothes during the winter time.
So Grant,
it's an issue of contention on this show.
You've gone on record many times because we live here in Chicago. It gets very cold in the winter.
The Windy City, they call it, because of the wind.
Yes, and the blowhard politicians love to correct people on that fun fact.
Right.
As it's windy. Like, is this why they call it the Windy City? No, it's actually because of politicians. Oh, that's not interesting.
I love correcting people.
Yeah. So, it gets cold here. Grant loves to wear his shorts outside in the winter.
Yeah, it's comfy.
And as you say, you were already at rock bottom. Why not just go fucking shirtless and shorts?
I do feel weird running outside in like a tank top when it's like 20. Anyway, so LowRes. One thing about your YouTube channel that because I remember last time we had you on and we're just sort of like I don't know how much Kevin had seen of your content, but I'd just sort of like flip through a couple videos and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And then later on, I'd do like sort of a deep dive. But I've really been enjoying Comfort Systems, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if you want to sort of talk about that at all and the weird, I can't finish sentences.
Your oeuvre.
I'm fucked. Yeah,
you really trailed off there. I thought there was going to be a lot more, but no. Comfort Systems is basically like a series of short films and sketches that my group and I have done in the past. We have, I think, like 8 episodes out on YouTube. There's one on patreon.com/LowRes that's hidden only for paywall people. And we shot most of that last year. We did one summertime special this year. And I don't know if we're going to be picking that particular thing back up in 2021, but there will be more stuff that is like that, probably with a rotating assortment of faces involved. I don't know. People got different priorities going on. People have different things that they're occupied with. I mean, my crew is all remote at this point. It's 5 guys living in 5 different states. And that was not the case before. It used to be 3 of us in Massachusetts. But I moved to New York at the start of the year. So that kind of threw a wrench in things. Also, New York, I picked the absolute worst time in the world to move to New York.
Are you still out there?
Yeah. I'm living in New York City. And I don't know for how long between the lockdowns and everything else that's been going on. I mean, my rent is a lot cheaper. So that's the one upside of all the disaster that's happening. So I have been able to financially profit off of other people's misery.
And that's the goal. That's the dream, isn't it?
That's capitalism, baby. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
But let's move on to a little bit of show news of our own. We got some stuff on sale right now in the shop. We talked about it last time. I think by the time this episode comes out, You know what? Fuck it.
Speaking of capitalism,
I was gonna have the discount code for like just the long weekend, but I'll probably just extend it for another week.
yeah.
So yeah, if you're listening, head on over to teespring.com/stores/thoughtcops. We got all kinds of stuff on there. Use promo code THOUGHT20, it's 20, and everything's 20% off in your cart when you check out.
I was surprised you sent me a screenshot of like the people that have bought merch so far, and somebody finally bought the Bernie shirt.
I noticed that. Yeah,
His campaign is rock bottom, much like me. And who would buy that?
and also it's a reference to the anime Ultimate Muscle, which barely anybody remembers.
Right, if at all, and a specific reference in that show that I guarantee you nobody remembers.
Yeah.
So thank you for your contribution.
Yes, thank you. And that money goes to supporting the show, so that's a huge help for us. So if you want to buy a weird esoteric t-shirt
That makes no sense.
head on over there. We got plenty of great artwork too from Inku-san, Brandon Kirkman, all the greats basically. So yeah, that goes to us. And like I said, use when you check out, use promo code THOUGHT20. You get 20% off your whole order.
THOUGHT?
That's right.
Okay, good.
I've heard all your gear, all your merch is made of the finest silks.
It is.
Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay.
The finest silks. It's all American made. Made by strong American union workers.
Shrugging my shoulders over here. Maybe.
Just kidding. Probably not. They're all like Gildan shirts. No, they're not that bad.
We don't know, but I own some of my own merchandise, and I can say that I probably wear it myself.
Yeah. I do with pride.
Yeah. So yeah, we also got a twitch.tv/thoughtcops. We've been using that a whole bunch. We're streaming some, what did I stream this week? Oh, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. People were hopping in the chat and teaching me different tricks to do who just were looking up Tony Hawk streams, and we had a good time for
That's always cool.
Stream for like 3 hours. Played that, you know?
I like when it's like different people that we usually don't interact with that just sort of pop in and they're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, who the fuck are you? You're not one of our 4 people that usually watch this.
And God bless those 4.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead, LowRes.
I was just going to say, that's been a new experience for me lately. I've been trying out Twitch for the first time. I've probably been more on Twitch than I've been on YouTube lately. But I'm working an old machine. So if I'm on a 2013 MacBook, if I open my Finder window when I'm streaming, everything just freezes. Everything starts getting crackly. It's terrible. But it's very enjoyable to do these live streams.
Yeah, I love doing them.
I know, Grant, you just geared up hardcore over here. So, yeah, we've been streaming. I mean, typically the schedule we've been doing is Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And then sometimes just random pop-ups.
And yeah, honestly, we've been doing like almost every day recently. Yeah. So, I mean, head on over there, give us a follow. And if you got Twitch Prime or you want to throw us a few bucks, subscribe. Again, helps us out. It helps us move more towards doing this quote unquote for real.
Yeah. Any little bit helps, especially fucking lately. I mean, if you're working a normal job during this pandemic, like you know, like there when where I'm working, when we came back after the pandemic, they gave us all pay cuts, and now they're going to do it again in January. And our dollar per hour amount hinges on how many hours we service.
Patreon.com/thoughtcops.
Please, for the love of God. It's like you show up to work more, you get paid more money. It's like, but I could die.
Well,
like, how do you do this to me?
I could just be at home playing video games and somebody could throw me like $3. That'd be nice. That'd be cool. Anyway,
tell your friends about Thought Cops.
Yeah. But let's move right along to a very famous, very favorite segment of the show. Of course, Grant, I am talking of 2 Minutes of Hate.
Thanks for keeping me updated.
That's right.
I didn't know which part we were going to do.
Where, of course, we blanket punish all that annoying random crapola that we see on the internet every single week because Lord knows we're addicted to our phones and our computer screens in these trying times because I can't get enough of feeling horrible. I don't know about you guys.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was walking around depressed the other day, and I was like, man, I love this feeling. I was like, this is like a drug.
It's like, what do I do now? Probably open Twitter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
See what's
That's the great thing. It's freeing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, this website is free. Don't you love when people say that? It's so funny.
It's good.
Grant, I think we might have a couple of 2 minutes of hate this week that are similar. So
shoot.
Maybe we should go back to back and let LowRes go after that, because I'll start off by saying,
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
You know, Thanksgiving was this week.
Right.
If you're listening to this next week, it was last week. Do the math. So there has been...
That was very funny. Go ahead.
There has been this, this discourse, as it were, around Thanksgiving food.
Right.
And listen, I have my own opinions on Thanksgiving food. It can be good. It can also be very fucking bland.
Right.
But there has been this thing, because, growing up, it's always like Thanksgiving is like, well, it's all about, eating a lot of food, getting full.
Yeah.
All that kind of good stuff, seeing family.
Fighting with family members, getting sworn at, somebody throws a Bible out of anger.
But more importantly, eating food.
Right.
And, like I said, I've been to some bad ones, I've been to some good ones, but I never really heard anyone criticize Thanksgiving food. It was always just like, oh, it's good. It's a holiday about food. How could it be wrong? And now there's this thing online where people are making, I feel like they're basing their personalities in the last month off of like disliking Thanksgiving food.
Right. It's very overrated.
Oh, yeah.
Which, just like, it's overrated. Don't get me started.
Who's rating like the holidays of food? I mean, number one, Halloween, obviously, candy.
Right.
Number two, Christmas ham. Number 7, Thanksgiving.
I feel
Number
Thanksgiving
15.
feels perfectly rated to me. I don't think anyone's ever like overly enthused about it, but nobody's ever bashing it either. It's right in the middle.
I guess up until now, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen, honestly, mostly nothing but praise throughout, my observation of the holiday, as it were. Mm-hmm. But I do see this thing where it's like people are posting on Twitter like they just figured this out. They're the first one to have this brilliant thought to say, turkey is dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it can be.
I love the vigor with which you said that. You're like, sure, but sometimes maybe also though no.
Yes. Gravy much?
I mean,
I'm not a fan of gravy personally. I will go on
really
record and
is.
say that.
Maybe no one's termed this yet, but I'll be the first to coin this. Is there's a certain hot take culture on Twitter that I feel is very toxic.
You don't say.
Yeah, hot take culture. It's worse than cancel culture.
And it's this idea, and it was even, I saw something similar, which is like almost a side point, but people arguing, it's like the same thing of like, oh, Die Hard is actually a Christmas movie because...
that's so tired.
And it's always like, it's not even just a Christmas movie, but it's always their favorite Christmas movie because like, it doesn't have like baby stuff in it like Santa Claus. It's got like guns and stuff. But it's like people were like talking about how the original Spider-Man is a Thanksgiving movie because they eat Thanksgiving dinner in it in one scene.
Oh my God. I'm so lucky. I feel very grateful that I haven't run into any of these awful takes. My head would probably suffer brain aneurysm if I did.
You see, and it's never too late to be grateful for something.
Right.
Always give thanks. But
it's like seeking this shit out to a certain extent.
Yeah. So, regardless, it's just like you said, hot take culture, and this is specifically around Thanksgiving. And I'll narrow it down to Thanksgiving food. You're going to complain about it. Go somewhere else.
Just like,
I don't know.
I got the
punishment.
I got the day off work and I get to do nothing but like drink excessively. Yeah. I don't care. It's food. Shut up. I don't care about any of your opinions regarding anything.
Thanksgiving is one of those wonderful times of the year, one of those few days of the year where it's socially acceptable to day drink.
Right.
So you know what? Live it up.
Yeah, crack open a shower beer and shut the fuck up.
Maybe that turkey won't be so dry if you eat it in the shower with your beer.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But Grant, I saw you have a Thanksgiving-related 2 minutes of hate.
Yeah.
Just how timely. This could have been great last week.
There's a new front on the culture war. Or there's a new war. Well, there's both.
There's a battle in the war.
There's a war on Thanksgiving. Have you seen this? Have you heard this? LowRes, are you familiar with the war on Thanksgiving?
This is brand new to me. I'm glad I can be alerted of this. What's going on?
I'm so sorry to involve you like this, but people are. So there's the lockdown things, and like nobody's happy with it. But I think a lot of people are just sort of begrudgingly like, you know, like, yeah, you got to do it. This is ruining my life. I'm depressed as all fuck. But like, I also don't want to catch a deadly virus and die. So I'll stay at home, whatever. And I guess that there's that level of reluctance, but acceptance. And it's extended itself to Thanksgiving, which, like Kevin said, like this is something I haven't heard until this very year. And I don't think anybody gave a shit about it up until this year, and it's concurrent with the lockdowns, and I think that it has everything to do with the lockdowns, but it's mostly like, so a lot of health and medical experts are saying, hey, there's this deadly virus, please don't congregate large groups together, like maybe do a Zoom call, don't go home to see your family, which
and
for
me,
for
God's sake, if you're in a Zoom call, don't masturbate.
Ebola, you say?
Yeah. You didn't specify which deadly virus we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's many deadly viruses. I'm concerned. I'm sweating.
The COVID-19.
Oh, Jesus.
We're still doing bird flu, or is that over?
That's canceled, fella. And so people are like, don't congregate large groups together. And then other people are like, they're waging war on Thanksgiving. To the point where, I mean, this is maybe one of my favorite things I've ever seen. Ted Cruz tweeted out this photo of, it's a picture of a turkey, and it's a flag, and there's a star over the turkey, and it says, come and take it. Which is like guns, like come take it. Yeah. Come take my guns. Come take my turkey.
Is that an invitation to his family dinner?
I guess.
Come and have a slice.
I don't like the guy too much, but I'll break bread with him.
Okay.
I don't care. So, and then Ted Cruz retweeted his picture of the come and take it turkey. And he says, Twitter leftists are losing their minds that we're not willing to give up Thanksgiving. Wait till they find out we won't give up Christmas either. So it's like war on Christmas, war on Thanksgiving. Yeah. We get to relive 2008 again, just for forever, I guess. It's just never going away. I thought that it was a joke, and it's a funny joke. Come and take it, like a turkey. Yeah. It's funny. He could have just went with, yeah, it's a joke. Gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. But he's deadly serious, and I'm very exhausted by it.
Well, yeah, this is a big AOC position, right? Is getting rid of Thanksgiving for good.
Really? I didn't know that. Is that what he's talking about, though? Or is he just referring to...
I don't know.
I might have dreamt that. I have no idea.
It doesn't matter, man. Just none of this.
So what's it's a punishment? We break bread with him as he's intending for us?
I think that this is a good...
And have some stuffing. My wife made it.
I think that this is a good punishment. And this might fix all of the problems of all of the wars on all of the holidays, which is just all of the holidays, we just change the name of all of them to just holiday. Like, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's holiday. What do you eat? What do you do? What do you celebrate? Doesn't matter. It's up to you.
The original war on Christmas was waged by Jack Skellington. Remember, he took a little trip to Christmastown and did things a little different.
Right.
They didn't like it so much. And guess what? They're trying to make Christmas goth again. You believe this?
Goth Christmas, femboy Thanksgiving. I'm all in for all of it. It doesn't matter. Like
E-girl Easter.
It's like the Christopher Columbus Day celebration thing. It's just like, some people are like, we shouldn't do that. And some people are like, we should. And I'm standing over here being like, just please give me the day off work and let me stay home and day drink. Yeah. That's all that I want, man. Just fucking leave me alone. I don't care if they cancel just give me the day off work. That's my punishment.
It's like, call it whatever the fuck you want. Just let me drink a beer in the shower. I'm begging you.
Yeah, please. Come and take it. And it's me holding a beer.
There we go.
Come and take a shower.
LowRes, what's your 2 minutes of hate this week? Doesn't have to be Thanksgiving related. It doesn't have to be as timely as a holiday that's already passed.
Well, right now I'm very furious. Somebody on Reddit screen capped a couple of tweets I made and has mobilized some hatred against me on the Criterion Collection forum. Now, I put out a couple of tweets maybe about a week ago. I don't know. I have them here. I'll just read these because this is my personal opinion on the streaming platforms. We're taking in more streaming content now than ever because of the lockdowns and all that. And
right.
People aren't making the same money they used to, so you really got to be strategic with your dollar.
Right.
So I just checked out HBO Max recently. They got Turner Classic Movies. So I wrote on Twitter, there is no reason to own the Criterion Channel app if you have access to HBO Max and Turner Classic Movies. They have a significant portion of the films in the Criterion Collection that are worth watching, some of which are no longer on that app. And without 6 panels of bullshit to wade through every time you log in. Because I don't know if you guys are big on these boutique distributor films at all, like I am, because I'm a terrible nerd as far as all these
here and
movies
there.
go. If you check out the Criterion Channel app, they have acquired a lot of films nobody has heard about and also low quality. So we're not talking about like good uncovered gems here. We're talking about really boring, terrible films that are amateurly made. And they've stocked the streaming platform with that. You check out HBO Max and Turner Classic. Great selection. One time I'll probably advocate for a big corporation over a slightly smaller corporation, or actually really significantly smaller. Anyway, this really pissed a lot of people off on that Criterion Reddit. So,
man, Criterion people are kind of fucking crazy. I feel like I hear nothing but this, where it's like that's all you had to say to get a canceled. Basically, was use an HBO streaming platform.
Yeah,
it's probably the best cancellation one could get. Really, is that, and not like some molestation or racism or what have you. I'll take it. But I just found this very funny. This is a real problem, is people turning the whole Criterion, that big C, into a personality, thinking you know things about film just because you own like Lena Dunham's Tiny Furniture on Blu-ray. Good job. Okay, great.
I feel like I only know what the Criterion Collection is because of your tweets on it. Like I had no idea what it was, and you just kept tweeting, and I'm like, I should look this up. This sounds like a thing that I feel like I need to know something about.
But do you want to be this type of guy?
No, I don't want to be
right.
any type of
It's just a reason to like big shot people with film knowledge, to feel like a snob, essentially.
Right.
They haven't been very good for a while anyway. Very poor choice of fonts on those Criterion covers, I'll tell you.
Huh.
You got to get the one with the big C on it, Grant. That's how you know you're a aficionado.
Right.
So what's come of this, LowRes? Is war still being waged?
I to be honest with you, I kind of I guess I slipped through it. I only found out like 4 days after the fact, so it disappeared. So I was just like, oh, wow, everybody was raging against me for 2 whole days. It seems to be over, but it's not over in my head.
Well, one thing that I learned from I watched this YouTube channel that's what's it called?
Spider-Man and Elsa.
It's Spider-Man and Elsa, and sometimes they fuck, but they fuck like through the clothing, which is confusing. Mm-hmm. But there's this one channel called Infinite Elgintensity, and it's like a workout channel, but all it is people doing like gym fails type stuff, and there's a point to all this. The guy who does the channel has a very like monotonous voice, and he talks like this, and he says, "Oh, you did 0 reps. You're a fucking idiot." And he got canceled by CrossFit. Like CrossFit was like, "Hey, stop making fun of our videos," and they like copyright striked him and all this. And it's just like, what do you have to lose from getting canceled by CrossFit? Like, nothing really. So like after all this happened, he like blew up as a result of it. And he's like, what you have to do in order to gain a large following on any platform, whether it's YouTube or Twitter, is pick a fight with someone that's like really big, but that you picking a fight with them is completely inconsequential. So my advice to you, which is the advice that I got from him, is LowRes, you need to lean into this and get canceled harder, and then you'll get those hate followers, but then you'll get more followers, and then you'll have a bigger platform,
Yeah, they're gonna be
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look some of these people up and find their addresses and put those on Twitter and just incite violence on these people. I think that's a great idea. Thank you.
That's exactly right. And then they're gonna be like, Criterion who? I'm all about comfort zone now because this guy sent people to my house and my job and everything like that.
Exactly. No, but I'm saying, just keep picking a fight with the Criterion channel and just see what comes of it. Because if you trended on this one subreddit once, people are looking out for what you're saying. So keep doing it because they're going to keep picking it up. They're going to keep fucking retweeting you. It's going to be good.
Why are we not doing this, Grant?
I haven't found a good enough enemy. I mean, like Movie Bob. I fucked around with Movie Bob.
Everybody hates him.
Everybody loves Movie Bob. Oh, Movie Bob's over. Everybody has seen this by now, but the Lindsay Ellis tweet.
Oh, we went over that excessively. Yeah. I mean, he's always got something every week or every day. I think
he'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh, he's uncancelable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. Truly invincible man.
I mean, if you were as big as him. I'm sorry.
So if you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories, and then we sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and often quite unusual punishment.
Right.
So, you know what? Let's talk movies here. You know, we're on the subject of, films and critique and the Criterion Collection. Did you guys see the trailer for the teaser for Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Yes.
I have not seen it. I've only seen the Clifford design, and it's cool.
I saw it too, and my reaction actually kind of surprised me because I do think that, you know, there's this mentality that, oh, this is for kids, you shouldn't criticize it, and you know, it's like the Sonic movie where it's like, oh, grow up, you know, whatever. But it's like I tend to be of the belief that nothing is beyond criticism. But then I saw this. Wow,
look at Mr. Hot Take over here.
Tug's collar. No, but I saw this and I was like, why are we? Who cares? Like, this is like the first time I had this. Maybe I'm just.
It's just the tendency to pick everything apart, you know?
Yeah, and it was like, I mean, it's like lazy, and they just like changed the color correction on the dog to look red. Like they just changed
it. Looks very bad. It does not look good. Like,
I mean, it is kind of funny in a way, and in a way that it's probably not supposed to be. But I would. Yeah. Would you prefer it's a giant CGI dog?
I don't care.
Exactly.
It's basically it.
It's like it's laughable to some extent, but at the same time, it is just. I don't know, man. Like, it just feels like, oh, I don't know. We're really going to rip this apart. Like, it could be worse. Let's be honest. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah. So the teaser is like 10 seconds long, and it's basically just the dog design. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't seen it, it like doesn't matter because that's really all that you get from it. But it's also sort like, I don't know if it's like a Clifford is a large puppy, and I don't know if he turns into a bigger dog at some point, but the whole concept of like at some point he's supposed to be a fully grown dog, and they showed
two questions.
Just a very large puppy, and the color correction's very weird looking.
Question 1, how big will he get?
Right.
Question 2, how big was the pussy he came out of? Was it a normal sized dog's pussy, or did he just get that big real quick?
I think he's just a normal dog that grew too big. I think is the story.
Yeah, I'm not up to date on the Clifford lore, but when I was a child, I think there were some books where he was a puppy, and he was a pretty big puppy, and then he was like a regular dog for the majority of it. And I think there was a cartoon or whatever that was voiced by John Ritter, who is dead now. He died on the set of 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. He died at age 50.
He died on the set of that show?
He died on September 11th, 2003, I believe.
I remember that he died. I didn't know that he died on the set.
Yes, on September 11th, 2003, on the set of 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, John Ritter.
Wow. It's like, I remember taking that show in purely through like sitting in a doctor's office. It was one of those shows I always... No. They got it on for the kids, you know. No, it was like Clifford was always on in the doctor's office like that, and like Arthur is like those shows
Those were like PBS shows.
Yeah, only saw them when I was like really sick. So I have that association with it. So, you know, again, this is not something I will seek out personally. At least he doesn't look like the original Sonic, you know?
At least that was funny. Like I think that's maybe what I'm missing with this is that Sonic's design was so bad that it was hilarious.
I have a good punishment for this if we could just move on to something that actually matters.
Yeah.
They should give Clifford big human teeth like they did for the original Sonic. And human eyes. Just like a couple human features.
Just make the design worse.
Yeah, just make it like uncanny enough where it's like, at least it's funny, you know?
They already, like, it looks like they did that thing where they, like, CGI his mouth sort of thing, and that's pretty uncanny, you know? Mm-hmm. Kind of disturbing.
Speaking of disturbing, how about another topic?
Yeah, another topic. I got an update on Van Morrison.
Oh, he's in. He's in the zeitgeist.
He's in the zeitgeist. He's in the Thought Cops lore. LowRes, do you know what Van Morrison did a couple months ago? A couple weeks ago? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No, I didn't even know Van Morrison was still around, to be honest with you.
He's still around. And last time we talked about him on the show, he wrote like a collection. He wrote an EP of like 3 songs that were anti-lockdown songs, which is... okay. Just one of those things where it's just like, is this that noteworthy of a thing?
You know, he's not alone. What was it? Like Right Said Fred or something? A couple of UK musicians were doing anti-lockdown music. Maybe Judas Priest? I don't know. I'm getting these all fucked up, but continue.
Yeah, possibly. I don't remember who else, but as of this week or as of, I think maybe even today, he and Eric Clapton got together and teamed up for a song called Stand and Deliver, which is, I don't know. That's it. That's the news. That's the update. Yeah. I don't know if there's more to say about it than that. Just so a bunch of people are hating on Eric Clapton, which is funny. And I don't care. It's just a weird thing to, as a musician, you know, I'm a musician. Just like, yeah, who cares?
I guess that's one way to get ahead. Make a song about something topical, insanely topical.
That's a good point. Maybe I should do that.
Hey, you learned something from the greats, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
so I was going to say, the whole time you were talking, I was trying to think of like a funny song parody, like Tears in Heaven, Layla, that was like related to the virus, and I got nothing, so... my time's allotted, and I will leave it to someone else to punish it.
Tears from COVID. How's that?
Beautiful.
Well, we could do
encore.
Instead of an encore, let's move on to something else.
Yes. Please.
Chappelle's show was up on Netflix, I guess, for a day, and then Chappelle called for it to be removed. LowRes, I know you were talking about this. You probably know more about this than I do, but I'll probably Google it as you're talking, so that I know.
I mean, I'm not especially well versed on the situation, but he released something like an 18-minute quote unquote comedy special on Netflix. Seems like they'll just like let him put out whatever he wants to fulfill his contract. And there weren't really any jokes in it. It was just him explaining how he got fucked over by Paramount or whoever owns Comedy Central in the year like 2004 or whatever. And I put out a tweet just kind of saying, I mean, it seems kind of whiny. I mean, look, I love Dave Chappelle. I don't think he's declined at all in his comedy, but to put out an 18-minute special on Netflix just talking about money you're owed. I mean, I have plenty of people that owe me money. I'm not making a big fuss about it in the public sphere. Now, is he entitled to that money? Of course. If you're working and deliver an outstanding product like Chappelle's show, I like Chappelle's show, then you should be compensated appropriately. But I don't know. Something about it just, It
is weird. You mentioned it's like 18 minutes long. Is
that the whole thing? Him being like,
yeah, I think so. Yeah. And someone like linked to it and they're like, here, if you want to find out what happened, watch this video. And I saw that it was 18 minutes long and I was like, I am not going to watch this video.
No, I'm good.
I don't have time. Like, you know who else needs money? Me. I would love some money.
Exactly. Yeah. So in the midst of this coronavirus and the lockdown where people are losing their jobs, he's going to make, he's going to stand on his soapbox and be like, well, pay me for Chappelle's show. long after the fact. Like, can we just run a check on his net worth at the moment? Is this really a high priority? I don't know.
I think I understand it from a perspective of like getting sort of jilted, you know, like I was watching I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, but I was watching the Last Dance on Netflix, which, as everybody knows, is not a reality TV show about dancing, but it's rather the documentary about the Chicago Bulls final season. And one of the episodes, like each episode more or less sort of does a little bit more of a deeper dive into each player from the team. And they were talking about Scottie Pippen and how Scottie Pippen signed like a real terrible contract at the beginning of his playing. And it was like a long-term contract and he made like no money. And how like the final season he got like a surgery, like he got surgery right before the final season so that he would be out, so that they'd be sort of worried, you know, like the management who was refusing to pay him more money. And he was like, I know it's the wrong thing to do, but fuck him. And I sort of get from like a prideful standpoint being like, yeah, you people like fucked me out of this sort of thing. And like to the extent where it's like, yeah, maybe it's not, I don't think it's about like the money necessarily, you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do remember like around that time he had completely left the industry.
Yeah, I think it was something about that. It was like the final season and he just like dipped out. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember. I remember it when it happened, but I can't recall anything else about it.
It's a long time ago.
It was, yeah. It was like what, 2005?
Something like that. I don't know. But here we are in 2020 and we're still talking about it. So let's do something about it. They should put it on HBO Max.
They should put it on the Criterion Collection.
Because fuck Criterion Collection.
Oh, right. Well,
I want the soundbite to be played on Reddit.com. And maybe people can check out, you know, all of the stuff we do, all the great content we make. Fuck Criterion Collection. And the font looks ugly.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about. All right, so I'll give the both of you a choice.
Oh no.
We can talk about Sherwin-Williams fires massively popular TikTok star who was using the platform to promote their brand, or more Animal Crossing shit. Certain hairstyle is racist. Somebody got doxxed.
I don't know enough about the Sherwin-Williams thing, and I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, let's go with that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know much about it either, but I do have.
Welcome to Thought
I
Cops.
do have an article that I'm going to read right now. Hold on. Actually, they're not letting me read the article because I have ad block on. So hold on one second. Sherwin-Williams TikTok. This is how the fucking sausage is made.
I'm a very big Sherwin-Williams fan, so I'm very curious about how this is going to turn out.
This could crush us.
All right, I'm gonna put the article that I'm reading in the chat. So I guess these fucking pop-ups. So, like you said, you're a very big Sherwin-Williams fan. Well, you might have found out about Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams?
Sherwin-Williams. Sherwin-Williams is he's a paint man. He does paints, and you might have found out
artist
about him.
I'm more of a Dutch Boy fan.
You might have found out about him because of his TikTok. So there's a guy, Tony Piloseno, a senior student at Ohio State University, who was a part-time employee at a local Sherwin-Williams store, and he was, I guess, trying to like enhance Sherwin-Williams' social media presence. So he like made videos of him mixing paint on his like TikTok page, and it just sort of blew up because a lot of people, it's like those how things are made type shows where it's like, I don't know how the fuck people make paint, you know? Like, I know that they do it, but I don't know like how. I don't know the
watch
mechanisms.
like all the cans move down the assembly line. They all get filled up.
It's very satisfying,
extremely satisfying.
And so we made this page, and I guess it just like blew up, and a bunch of people were watching it and like getting very involved in it or whatever. And he had a ton of followers. And then Sherwin-Williams accused him of stealing and said that he couldn't film videos in store when customers were around, and they fired him.
Good. Just dessert. If you ask me, I love it when a good corporation fires somebody over benign actions online. That's my favorite thing.
Right. And I guess not even like benign, but like he was advertising for them. Like he was doing a favor for them.
Exactly. Nobody asked for that. So now he's learned his lesson. Hopefully he won't do it again.
Yeah.
Well,
store policy.
Unfortunately for you, he did get a job at a rival paint company.
Oh, no. Was it Dutch Boy?
I'm looking it up. I don't know. I can't remember who. Hold on. It's somewhere
Now,
in
the
here.
anticipation is killing me.
See, if the one article that I had would let me read it, I would have an answer for you. Motherfucker, where? It says somewhere in here that he got a new job.
Well, I just Googled paint services, and the first one to come up was Proline Paint Services in South Weymouth, Massachusetts. So we could just assume it might be that.
Some other distributor.
At this point, I'm so uninterested by the story, I'm completely fine assuming that.
Yeah.
This entire story was so boring. It's like watching paint dry.
I'll say.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
So maybe that should be Sherwin-Williams' new TikTok program. Is just
that is hard to say, isn't it? Sherwin-Williams. Too many W's.
Watching their product dry. Maybe you want to subscribe to that or not.
Right.
Fuck Criterion Collection.
It's good to have some backup on this show. Nobody else is saying that right now. Really saying what everybody's thinking.
Not enough people are.
Trying to get ahead, man. Let's move right along to Key to the City, which is something nice, something positive, something cool we saw this week that was good. My Key to the City this week goes to the short film One Gotta Go on YouTube. It was made by two former guests of the show, Ben Flores and Sarah Black. Did you see that one, Grant?
I did not. Should we watch it or is it too long?
No, it's like 10 minutes long, but I would just like look up Limited Breadsticks on Twitter. Ben Flores. It's something on his YouTube channel. It's called One Gotta Go. It's a short horror film about the One Gotta Go meme, and it sounds crazy, but it was like one of the funniest things I've seen in months.
That sounds up my alley. I'd check it out.
Yeah, highly recommend that. Give Ben a subscription on YouTube or whatever the hell. Whatever it is you kids are doing. TikTok, maybe, if you're not busy on Sherwin-Williams' account, maybe you could check out this good video, One Gotta Go. But LowRes, Key to the City, what do you got for us this week? Lay it out. Give us something nice.
Sure. Can I give it to somebody who is deceased?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
We do it all the time.
Okay, great. There's this movie we just watched on, I've been doing this weekly program on Twitch called Civic TV, where we'll sit and we'll watch an obscure piece of media, of film. And this past week we did a movie called Roar from 1981. And the whole story behind this movie is insane. It was a guy who I believe was married to Tippi Hedren, who was the star of The Birds and all these Alfred Hitchcock films in the 60s.
Yeah.
And he just bought like 100 tigers. He just bought 100 lions and tigers and all sorts of stuff and decided to make a movie with them where they would just attack him and his family and his daughter and his son and some actors outside. And the lions and the tigers actually bit into these people and scalped them and this and that. And it took 7 years to make this movie. It was insane. It was insane to watch this movie, Roar. The guy who I'm giving the Key to the City to, I don't even know the name of. Let me just run a quick Google search. He's the writer, director, star. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, it's absolutely worth a watch.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. It's like when you got the money to blow on tigers and lions and, by the way, oh my, I had to say it. You got to make a movie out of it or make some kind of content out of it. That's my motto in life.
Right.
You got time to waste, make some content.
Yeah.
It's a
no
great
reason
rule.
not to.
Noel Marshall. That's the name of the director of the film.
Noel
had to sell his
Marshall.
estate just to save his lions because they kept wandering out into the neighborhood and they kept getting calls.
Jesus.
So they had to put them into a sanctuary, and then Marshall was just like, it's going to be cheaper if I just buy the sanctuary as opposed to paying the rent fee each month. So they were living out in trailers while making this movie, while getting attacked by their own giant pets. Really something.
God.
Really something to marvel over.
I mean, you got to be really bored to just like buy a wilderness full of wild animals to basically hunt you down. Like, you got that much time and money. You like, I'm so bored. I love to be hunted.
Well, it's like, did either of you see that fucking Tiger King shit?
No.
No, I skipped that.
I watched it basically just because people kept talking about it.
I didn't watch it because of that.
Usually I don't. That was during the quarantine, and it's just like, there's nothing else to do. Like, let me check it out. But the main takeaway from that show is that, like, these people, you said, like, oh, you must be really bored to want to, like, keep these types of animals. I don't think that they're bored. They're fucking insane. These people are goddamn lunatics. Every single one of them. They're all like just the worst people every single person that's like, oh, I'm going to own a giant animal is the worst person. They've all killed people. They're all like rapists and murderers. I will go on record. This is 100% true. They're all... It's the worst, and they would play certain people like back and forth, like, oh, this person thinks that this person's evil, and they would try and portray one guy to be like the good guy, or this person's the bad guy, or whatever. And it's just like, no, they're all fucking nuts. They're all insane, and they all need to be put down in Minecraft.
The people, not the tigers, right?
Right, the tigers are fine.
You gotta be some kind of fucking crazy to.
Yeah,
it's like you can't take care of an animal like that.
The way that they would talk about, because they don't care about taking care of them. I mean, a lot of these people would just like they would like just kill a bunch of them, like, and like bury their carcasses, which is actually how that Joe Exotic guy like got like arrested or whatever the fuck, or that was like part of like the many things that were filed against him was like he was, oh, look at these cute baby tigers, and then he'd like kill 10 of them, and it's just like, so you don't even care about them. But the way that they would talk about them is that they're like, oh, the power of these majestic animals, and it's just like, you don't get some sort of spiritual enlightenment from owning a thing that belongs in a jungle somewhere,
right?
Yeah, that's like freak behavior.
Yeah,
it is. It's the highest form of elitism is allowing a lion to bite into you.
Right.
So hold on a second, Zwick, cut this part.
Before you get to the next segment, my key to the city this week goes to. Okay, let me retake that. My key to the city this week goes to the Greek town restaurant Rodides, which went bankrupt and died for our sins so that they could open a pot shop in what was remaining of the building. So right across the street from me, just fucking right. Kevin's opening the window and looking at Rodides, and that will be a pot shop. And I will never leave this block ever.
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm going to die here. So I guess there's a new name for Neo-Greek Town, more like Neo-Green Town.
Oh, boy. Zwick, cut the whole episode.
Delete this episode.
We have gone too far.
Start over.
But yeah, if let's move on to... God damn it, fuck it. Zwick, cut that...
I'm on the same fucking plane as you right
30% of this episode is going to wind up on the cutting room floor.
Cut all my fucking mistakes. My life's a fucking mistake. Before we get to our final segment of the show, which is, of course, our voicemails from the wonderful listeners of the show, LowRes, plug everything you got, man. Your YouTube channel, anywhere we can find any of your currently existing content, and where we can find any of your future content to be released soon.
Okay, well, I'm only going to plug my Instagram, which is just LowRes Wünderbred, and the spelling on that. I've really doomed myself with, with all that. Just do your best. Type in LowRes. I might come up. Otherwise, twitch.tv/LowRes Wünderbred. Those are the two platforms that make me happiest. Is Instagram and Twitch. I'm only thriving on Facebook, which is stupid and ridiculous.
I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah, because you had a really big Facebook page, and I haven't gone on Facebook much recently, but you were like one of the last reasons I would go on that website.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, Twitch, I'm still growing that, so that, the ruling is out as to, how that'll turn out. Twitter, I'm nobody, but Facebook, I'm a king. It's like, same with me moving to New York, right in the heap of all this destruction and terribleness. I just rise from the ashes and sit on top of the throne of trash. That's kind of my spot on Facebook. It seems to be doing very well for whatever reason. For a dead platform.
Yeah, I feel like you're the only page that I interact with. I go on there and I like comment on a post and then I disappear for months.
That's the best way to do it. Don't get too wrapped up in Facebook, any of these platforms, really, because it'll just result in extreme mental illness.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to Thought Cops. We'll sum it up for you.
Yeah,
tell you what you're missing and save out the.
I have gotten that comment from a lot of people that are just like, man. You're like some sick fucks that listen to this show. When Jon Stewart would be like, people would be like, young people nowadays, people that are in their 20s say that they get their news from you. And he's like, oh boy, please don't. It's just a comedy show. It tugs collar. Some sick fucks that listen to this show are like, I get all my news from Thought Cops. And I'm like, what? No, don't.
Specific to the kind of stuff we talk about, though, I do think a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't want to spend hours and hours online, but I would like to hear about what I'm missing.
Right.
And it sounds terrible, but at least those boys are so lovable.
It's true. It's our personalities carry the entire show because the content is absolute garbage.
Yeah. And the guests are great too.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the most lovable people I know.
Exactly.
Like I said, let's get to those listener voicemails from those people we love so much. Give us a call, 312-788-7361. Or you can always send us an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. And without further ado, let us have a listen together.
This is the Discord news for this week.
This week, an anonymous member of the Discord revealed he had COVID, which led to a long, non-lift conversation in lifts. Stay safe, everyone.
In #TalkCops, a live video stream was proposed for $5 at our patrons. We personally feel this would be worth it, if not solely to see Kevin's expressions of grief and self-loathing as he fumbles through jokes and asks Zwick to cut them.
That doesn't
In
happen.
#GamerAmericans, Starlit Alpha and Sleep Science made it a point to argue about the rules of the popular card game Uno. Everyone else watched in awe of how it was possible to argue about something that meaningless, as the bar for meaninglessness in the server is already pretty low.
Yeah.
IO Netrunner posted an article about how the popular Netflix show The Queen's Gambit caused a rise of chessboard sales and tagged John Luke R-word, asking him if he's getting into chess now too, forgetting that he is literally R-worded.
In #List, Kevin announced that he lost 25 pounds since July. Congratulations, King.
Thank you.
An early Friday greeting due to the American holiday quickly devolved into Sleep Science being compared to Bagel Boss. Truly amazing how everything eventually comes back to Sleep Science being short.
This week in art, Jean-Luc Picard posted some nice pictures from his train ride. Very kino.
After posting last week's episode, it came to light that the theme song was missing. Boy, I really hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Sadly, a good chunk of the server has been contacted by the CDC regarding new symptoms of the virus. Stay strong, babes.
In a nondescript channel, people started tagging Sleep Science when the topic of Movie Bob came up, to which he said he was tired of being known as the Movie Bob Defender. This reporter doesn't remember exactly where or when this occurred, but perhaps if he gave up the Movie Bob ghost, it wouldn't happen.
In #Outrage, a bunch of white people argued about black people's hair. That's all you really need to know.
Fair enough.
In #Hong Kong Cartoons, the anime topic channel, Son of Emmerich posted Gundams.
This week's Discord news has been presented to you by IO Netrunner and Yosef.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who did the voice.
Something
of the
a little
German
off.
guy.
I had a feeling it was going to be Slime. He'll be on the show next week, so that's something to look forward to.
Huh.
Wonder if he'll do the German accent the whole time.
That'll be good.
That's always a good good little segment there. You know, for those who want to be a little more in depth, we got our own miniature news segment.
The Discord really has taken on a life of its own. It's been amazing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to listen to people yell about Movie Bob or yell at you about Movie Bob,
that's what I live for.
Yeah. But that's only sometimes, though. It's a lot of fun. I know some people don't know this, but you don't have to be a patron to be in the Discord. It's free.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know how the hell do we even read off the URL, the link that doesn't expire?
It changes, yeah. Just go to the Twitter account or whatever, and it's in the little link tree or whatever the fuck.
If it's not there, DM us for God's sakes. We'll get you in.
Yeah, it's like an exclusive club.
Hey, this is Ston from Sewer City TV.
Hey,
whoa!
I just want to say what's up to my boys Kevin.
What's up?
My boy LowRes Wünderbred. Not gonna say your real name on here. Not gonna say what kind of food you eat. But my message is for Grant.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How about I come up to Chicago? I'm in Wichita, Kansas right now.
Docs.
Chicago ain't that far away, okay? It's about like not even 6 hour, a 6 hour drive, probably something like that.
I don't know.
I say you fucking pay me.
No.
Pay for my gas. I come up there, we shoot a couple videos together and stuff that are gonna make us all famous. And then me and you go toe to toe, 3 rounds in the ring. What do you think about that?
I'll do it.
I think after I saw that last Be Nice to Me Productions video where you had no shirt and just a tie.
You're famous.
I want to see you in a boxing ring with big fucking hot pink mitts in the tie, just wearing
it's a glutton
nothing
for punishment.
else.
I guess so.
Just cock out. And me and you go toe to toe. I'll be in full combat gear. But you are
That's
just
your
naked.
best bet, yeah.
And then loser gets fucked in the ass. How does that sound?
That sounds like a porn.
I think it could make for some
sounds like you
content.
pitching me your content
And I
for
would love
porno.
to punch you in the face and kiss you on the mouth.
What's this? One of my ex-girlfriends?
He's got the right idea, though. He's turning it into content, his weird sexual fantasy regarding you.
Yeah, that is content. Porn is a content, yeah.
Yeah.
He started that off like some kind of voicemail from the Riddler in Batman. That seemed vaguely threatening to me. I'm not gonna say your name. I'm not gonna say where you live or where you sleep or what you eat. He's a fun guy, Ston. I like him.
Yeah.
He's nice. He seems like a good boy.
Yeah, we were talking about doing some videos with him.
Oh yeah, I didn't even mention, but your anime review, the Cowboy Bebop anime review was very good. It was very funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I love Cowboy Bebop. Anyone who loves Cowboy Bebop should go check that out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sewer City TV.
Yeah, Sewer City TV, LowRes Wünderbred reviews Cowboy Bebop. Just search it, you'll find it. It's very good. It's short. It's like a minute 30 or something.
Yep. I mean, what's there to say about Cowboy Bebop that hasn't been said already, you know?
Exactly.
To keep it nice and concise.
Hey, Thought Cops, IoNetrunner here, and this week my 2 minutes of hate and my key to the city go to Easter eggs in video games. When you're roaming the medieval countryside and you come across a bonfire with a sword stuck in it, and you know it's a Dark Souls reference, you kind of smile at that.
You gotta be a gamer to get that.
But when you're in the middle of a modern day city and you're going down an alley and you come across a bonfire with a sword stuck in it, and you know it's a Dark Souls reference, you get kind of annoyed. Personally, I think Easter eggs go better when they match the tone of the game they're in, and not so much when they're shoehorned in like that. If they can find a way to make the Easter egg fit the tone better, maybe that's fine. I don't know what the cyberpunk version of a bonfire with a sword sticking out of it would be, but try better, guys. Not you guys, the developer guys.
Oh, thanks.
You guys are doing great. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I do like Easter eggs in video games. I like Easter eggs in any media.
You know what I like? Easter eggs. They're delicious.
They are delicious. Cadbury creams.
Oh,
Ooh,
boy.
Man, I could go for one of those.
Yeah.
My favorite video game Easter egg of all time is in Super Mario RPG.
Right.
If you go to one of the hotels and you wake up, Samus is in the bed the next morning. And you're like, what the heck? Samus from Metroid in Super Mario RPG?
Right. Link's in one of them, too.
That's right, yeah.
And then there's the thing with the dildo that you find in Peach's drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge Easter egg.
Yeah.
I don't know if this counts as an Easter egg, but I remember in Resident Evil 2 for, I think, like Nintendo 64, you could play as a block of tofu.
Yeah. I remember that. There was like a cheat code.
Oh, yeah. I was big on that. I loved playing as the tofu in that game.
Yeah, or like Banjo-Kazooie, you could play as a washing machine.
I don't remember that.
You had to like go to the sandcastle and type in this long code, and yeah, it's a whole thing. Grant, favorite Easter egg? And I'm not talking about hard-boiled nothing.
I think that's probably one of them, even though that's sort of like a normie thing, is to be like, did you know that Peach has a vibrator in her drawer in Super Mario RPG? But it's fun. Mm-hmm. So that's probably it.
I like to be reminded of other things I like when I'm consuming something I like.
It's a good point. Yeah.
Unless, like you said, it's out of place or it's become too trite. Because what is it? I can imagine that like every game is going to have like, oh, Dark Souls. You know, we know you guys like that. And of course, nothing can be like entirely genuine anymore. So yeah, maybe don't have that in the an alleyway of a
right. Yeah, do something like creative that sort of makes you think a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, instead of a sword being stuck in a rock, maybe it's a gun stuck in a rock. Like, that wouldn't be like too outside of the norm, and you could look at it
crazy.
Yeah, you could look at it and be like, oh, is this supposed to be like this? And then there would be an article on Polygon.com where the creator of the game says, yes, that is a reference. And everyone goes, whoa, they confirmed it. Whoa.
And it's like, the title of the article is like, so-and-so confirms whether or not.
Yeah,
it's like, just save me a click.
And it just like doesn't matter at all.
Speaking of that.
Speaking of things not mattering.
That's the end of the show.
Yeah.
Wow, we made it.
Thanks, LowRes, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks again for coming back, dude.
I love doing the show with you guys, and honestly, very well timed because my bladder is about to explode right now. So,
perfect.
We did it. Reddit.
Well, everybody, go ahead and support the show if you'd like. Throw us a few bucks, get some extra content over at patreon.com/thoughtcops. Give us a call, leave a voicemail. We want to get some new blood in the show. We heard some new stuff this week, which is exciting. 312-788-7361, or send an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. LowRes, I'm going to let you piss. I'm going to take a piss. Grant,
I'm going to sit here and rub my temples.
We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks again.